Hey everyone, Jeff Saari from Jeff Saari Coaching, and behind me I have my STAR model that I created to help leaders get out of emotional hot water. And this 5-part series is about taking you through a step-by-step process at a top level so that you can understand the best path forward to zero stress leadership. And so I created the STAR model, S-T-A-R-R, and it's an acronym. Okay, so the acronym is Situation, Trigger, Action, Result, Repeatable Pattern. Okay, so I'm going to unpack that right now briefly so you can get a top level view of this thing. And hopefully you can plug your own situation into this and help yourself calm down and refocus on what your values are and how you actually want to be as a leader. So first thing is situation. Specific situations happen that then trigger us. They cause a negative emotion, an adverse emotion inside of our body, negative thoughts about other people or situations. And so the situation actually creates this inner experience, okay, that I call triggered experience. So something specific happens, a situation, a trigger happens, so that you're feeling something, say frustration for instance, and from there we take an action. The energy has to go somewhere, right? And so that frustration, for instance, is then put into an action like sarcasm or yelling or walking away. And so what we need to do is assess the actions that we take in the face of our triggers and say if they're productive or not, right? I call them negative team behaviors or unproductive behaviors. These actions that don't actually get us the results that we want. And if they do, for instance, yelling at an employee or yelling at your kid, they may actually listen to you, but then you've created a culture of fear and resentment, and that's not probably what you want in your business. And so the question is then, what can we do, right? Instead of doing these unproductive actions. So when we take an action, we get a result, and usually that's no change. If we gossip or we complain or we roll our eyes, yell at somebody, it probably doesn't lead to much sustainable change. And like I said, if it does, then it's predicated on fear, and that's not what we want. So then you can identify some of the actions you take in reality in life are repeated pattern, right? There's a pattern to it. So every time you feel this, you get this knee-jerk reaction and you take this action that's unproductive, okay? So that's the STAR model outlaid. What we need to do though is come up with a strategy or tactics for us to calm down, okay? And I put that right here or right here. So either the dot is before a situation's going to happen, right? So we have situations that may happen in your life tomorrow, today, next week, that you might feel triggered by. You get to reflect on those and say, well, how am I going to deal with that when it comes up next time? Usually I do this, but that's not really what I want to be doing, or that doesn't make a good relationship, right? And maybe it doesn't even get what I want. So I need to strategize before it actually happens so that I can be more clear going into the situation. The other way is to do it in the moment. So the moment you feel triggered by a situation, to take stock, calm yourself down, right? I'm going to put calm down. We need to be able to calm ourselves in the midst of strife, of struggle, of internal turmoil. And that's the hallmark of the STAR model is you're going to get triggered. It's what you do with that makes or breaks your leadership and your integrity, right? And so, and what you're modeling to your employees, for instance. So there it is, STAR model outlaid for you with calming down. You need to find tactics. Some things are, the one I use is take a deep breath. Some people need to take a walk or hey, I need 5 minutes to think about this. Other people just put off a meeting until they can kind of, clear their heads. Some people actually walk down to the water cooler and grab some water. That just gives you a little bit of space to calm the tense emotions that you feel and engage your rational thinking around your values and how you want to act in the face of this trigger, okay? So if you like this video, share it. I'd love to hear some comments. and take care. Hope it's useful.